Hey everyone, have you ever wondered why humans are so obsessed with running? Marathons, trail running, sweating buckets every weekend?
What? Does that mean I'm not human? I hate moving in general.
Things have changed a lot now, that's true. But our bodies carry DNA shaped over millions of years. The truth is, our ancestors didn't have a choice. They had to run to survive, or more accurately, they had to walk dozens of kilometers every single day. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of how humanity became Earth's greatest nomads and eventually ended up as settlers ordering fried chicken from the couch. 2.6 million years ago, Earth's climate went completely bonkers. The Ice Age.
It's cold today? It'll be warm tomorrow, right?
Not even close. Frozen solid for tens of thousands of years, then thawed for another few tens of thousands. Predictable? Absolutely not. If weather apps had existed back then, they would have just given up. In this environment, settling in one place was like playing the lottery. This looks like good land, you'd say. And 10 years later, you'd either be buried under a glacier or living in a desert. So what did our ancestors decide? Let's just keep moving. From an evolutionary perspective, it was the perfect choice. The problem wasn't being homeless, it was having a home. Enter Homo erectus. About 2 million years ago, these folks started leaving Africa. Why? They had no choice. Ice Age climate shifts changed plant distributions, which made herbivores migrate to find food. The antelopes left, the bison left. So what about humans? They had to follow. Chasing prey, they eventually walked all the way to Eurasia, thousands upon thousands of kilometers. Not because they planned to, but simply because dinner ran that way. And they really did walk, thousands upon thousands of kilometers. How was this possible? Because the human body underwent a complete remodel. First, bipedalism, slower than a four-legged chimpanzee. A 100-meter dash? We'd lose easily. But a marathon? Humans dominate. The energy efficiency is overwhelming. Long legs, short toes, the perfect long-distance travel package. But here's the problem. Constant walking makes you overheat. And our precious brains are extremely vulnerable to overheating. If your brain overheats, forget hunting. You'll get lost. So evolution prepared two cooling systems. First, sweat glands. Humans have 24 million sweat glands all over our bodies. We sweat profusely and use evaporative cooling to lower our body temperature. Nature's air conditioning. Second, hair removal. For sweat to evaporate, hair gets in the way, right? So evolution made a bold decision. Get rid of the hair, but left it on our heads. Why? To protect our brains from direct sunlight. Evolution knew its priorities. Whatever else happens, we must protect the brain. The result? Humans became the weirdest-looking primates on Earth. Smooth bodies with lush hair only on our heads. Yes, still true today. Here's where humanity's real cheat code appears. Persistence hunting. Lions and cheetahs are fast but tire quickly. But humans? Slow but never stop. On a hot afternoon, a human spots an antelope and starts running. At first, the antelope escapes leisurely.
What? That slow thing thinks it can catch me?
1 hour later, the antelope is panting. The human? Still coming, sweating. 2 hours later, the antelope collapses from failed thermoregulation. The human arrives and says,
You lasted pretty long today.
This was possible thanks to anatomical features like neck ligaments, long Achilles tendons, and broad shoulders. Humans were machines optimized for endurance running. Of course, archaeologists have trouble proving this hunting method. Spears and tools rarely survive. So they observe modern hunter-gatherers and work backwards. So they really did hunt like this. In summary, humans were nature's terminators. Slow, but never giving up. Because resources were unstable during the Ice Age, staying in one place with only relatives was dangerous. Let's just take care of our family would lead to everyone starving when food ran out. So surprisingly, human hunter-gatherer groups had low kinship levels.
What? Aren't humans family-oriented animals?
Correct. But Ice Age humans were smarter. Instead of only caring for relatives, they built wide networks. What was the secret? Gender equality. Computer simulations showed that societies where only men or only women had leadership had high kinship levels. But when men and women decided residence together, kinship levels dropped. Why? Because sometimes they'd follow male relatives, sometimes female relatives. Moving flexibly like this, they constantly built relationships with neighboring groups. The result? Humans constructed extensive social networks. Group A is out of food. We know someone in Group B, right? Let's go. This was like an ancient insurance system. Having more friends than relatives was better for survival. No joke. Ice Age humans probably had more impressive LinkedIn profiles than we do now. But about 10,000 years ago, a dramatic change occurred. The climate stabilized. The Ice Age ended and the Holocene began. Weather became predictable. Wild grains started growing densely in specific areas. Humans thought,
Hey, this place is nice. Should we stay a while?
and the population grew. Babies were born, more and more of them. Here's where problems arose. Hunter-gathering requires vast land, but when there are too many people,
Hey, you hunted in my territory.
hunting grounds overlapped. Game became scarce. Plus, humans started building massive temples like Göbekli Tepe, hundreds of people working together. The problem? To feed hundreds of people, you can't rely on nature alone anymore. So they had no choice but to start gathering wild grain seeds, planting them near home, clearing trees so animals could graze. Congratulations, agriculture was born. Agriculture fed humanity. Population exploded. So did individual lives become happier? No. They became terrible. Hunter-gatherers worked about 4 to 6 hours a day. The rest, resting or playing. Farmers worked from sunrise until they collapse at sunset. Skeletal analysis shows farmers' bones are full of stress markers, evidence they lived much harder lives than hunter-gatherers. Hunter-gatherers ate diverse foods, fruits, nuts, meat, fish, good nutritional balance. Farmers, wheat, more wheat, rice, more rice. Kings of limited diets. Bad harvest, everyone starves. The biggest side effect of settled life, the domus complex. Domus means house in Latin, where human and livestock waste and garbage started piling up. Hunter-gatherers constantly moved, so they never had this problem. But after settling, people literally lived on top of garbage heaps. And living closely with livestock, they exchanged pathogens. Measles came from cattle, influenza from pigs. Congratulations, humanity invented pandemics. Dental analysis shows hunter-gatherers had longer average lifespans than farmers. Body size also decreased. Agriculture made humanity prosper, but made individuals miserable. This is the Neolithic Paradox. So why didn't they go back if it was so bad? They couldn't. The population had already exploded. You can't feed millions through hunter-gathering. There isn't enough land. Once agricultural society formed, cities appeared, and society became complex. That's a point of no return.
Should we go back to caves?
Impossible. The caves are already full. What's interesting is our bodies are still Ice Age spec. We can still walk long distances, sweat efficiently, and have excellent endurance. But we sit on couches pressing food delivery apps. Evolution couldn't catch up with 10,000 years. Our bodies are still ready to walk 20 kilometers anytime, but our brains are going, let's just watch Netflix today. Maybe modern unhappiness comes from this. We're designed to move, but we sit. What would our Ice Age ancestors say if they saw us?
You can't live like that. Go outside and walk.
Actually, they're right. Let me wrap this up. Humanity lived as perfect nomads for 2.6 million years, sweating, constantly walking, building wide networks, surviving the Ice Age. But just 10,000 years ago, when the climate stabilized and population grew, everything changed. We settled, farmed, built cities. The result? We gained civilization, a tremendous achievement. But what was the cost? Longer work hours, poor nutrition, shorter lifespans, and pandemics. Ironic, right? What we thought was progress made individual lives harder. Even more ironic, our bodies are still the Ice Age version. Our DNA still shouts, walk, sweat, move. But us? We sit in chairs, staring at screens. Maybe evolution didn't betray us. Maybe we betrayed evolution. But it's okay, because now we understand why we became this way, why we live like this. This body that our Ice Age ancestors spent 2 million years walking to build, maybe it's only proper we use it correctly sometimes? Tonight, how about taking the stairs instead of the elevator? 260,000 generations of our ancestors are watching. Understanding the world is, ultimately, about understanding ourselves. Thank you for staying with us until the very end today. If this story has given you even a little something to think about, please subscribe and hit the like button to join us on our next journey. Even a single movement of your finger gives us great strength to create more content. This has been Smash the World, giving you the perspective to break the world wide open. I'll see you in the next story.